Hello everybody. Today is going to be a combination video about a couple of our vehicles, and I will start with giving you a quick rundown of kind of what's been happening. So I want to change interior in-cabin filter and the engine air filter on this car, our kind of a silent hero here, 2016 Subaru Forester premium trim level. I mentioned it a few times in a couple of my previous videos, but it's kind of been here. We bought it new. My wife drives it. It's her car. At some point I thought maybe trading up my town car for this car and giving her something. She decided against that, so she's still driving. And I know the hood is open. Some of you will probably say, hey buddy, your hood is open. I know, it's part of the video. So we're going to change the filters, and we're going to compare how easier or harder it is to change filters on this car versus this car, right? Because I already had a video about this car, and the engine air filter is okay. A little bit more complicated than it has to be, but the interior filter, God help you, and God help anybody who has this car and wants to change the interior. So that's kind of like the meat and potatoes of this video, but I also want to give you a quick update on this car and also give you an update on a Lincoln Town Car. Now you can think like, what kind of an update? You got rid of that car. But I do have an update. But before we go that route, let me show you something that I noticed here. And it's unfortunate because you see this right here, this curbing? I have no idea where that came from. I think when I bought this car, it wasn't there. And I don't remember hitting any sizable pothole that would make this damage happen. And you can kind of see it's here, it's here, it's up here, it's everywhere. Now, I only owned this car for like a couple months. I know I bought it with some damage, but that damage is actually on this side, and I know about it because I did a whole video about it even before buying it. So you kind of see a little bit here, and there's a little streak. Yeah, like right here. So I bought it like this. It suffered some minor collision. And you can also see here, and I touched it up, you can see this. And the reason why I know this is because, when I first took possession of it, remember it's a company that I ended up buying from my employer. Somebody left the company, the car was left behind. The owner wanted to basically trade it in for a work van. And then we agreed that I would get it at the trade-in dealer price, which we did. It ended up saving me about $3,000 in the condition that it is, and I have zero regrets. I mean, I kind of learning to live it and love this car for what it is. No, it's not a town car, never will be, but at the same time, about 47, 48 miles per gallon. Good technology, good looks. I still love the way it looks, but this is rather unfortunate. And no, I'm not going to flex seal this. And I know at some point it will start corroding, but for the time being, it is what it is. I will need to probably swap the rear tires for the fronts. I'll do it the next oil change. But yeah, I have no idea how it happened. I don't parallel park. As you can see, I don't parallel park where I live. I don't parallel park when I come to work. I haven't been to the city. I have no clue what happened. So that's unfortunate, but it is my daily driver. I'm not going to baby it like I did the town car and this and that, but just wanted to give you an update on that. Unfortunate, but we're going to live. The town car update is the fact that, so when I bought the town car, and unfortunately I don't have anything to point my camera to, so I'll just go back here and I'll pop the hood. When I bought the town car from a Lincoln dealership, right, this was a 2019, they gave me an account for the Carfax, right, the Carfax, whatever you want to call it. And I've been getting these periodic updates, right? Like when I used to service my town car, this and that. And my hopes and dream was to pass it off, the full Carfax report, to the... Oh my, what the hell is this? Oh, wow. What is that? Why is there so much crap here? It's been a while since It's been a while since I was under the hood of this car, and... Okay, well, the battery's about 4 years old. I don't know, maybe it's time to change the battery. Look at this. I think the battery might be leaking. But okay, anyway, I guess I'll have to keep an eye on this. I did not expect so much crap to be here. But anyway, when I got rid of my town car, right, a few months ago, somebody reached out to me via my YouTube channel and said, "Hey, I bought your town car," right? I think I told you that story during one of my last videos. And, you know, he never connected with me since. And I gave him a proposition, and dude, if you're still watching and you still own my former town car, yeah, reach out to me. I would love to see it, meet the car again, and hopefully make a video about it. But anyway, a couple weeks ago, I got a notification on my email saying, how was your service? And I'll post it on the screen. How was your service? I looked through that Carfax thing, and I'm like, what service? I didn't service any car. And then I looked, and actually, the person, all right, sorry, a neighbor was walking by, and I looked, and apparently my former town car was serviced at a transmission shop on the south side of Chicago, and I'll post it on the screen. And what I think have happened is whoever bought that town car was servicing it for that transmission shifter issue. Where, remember I told you that if I put it in park all the way, and I'm simulating putting it in park, and I would go to start the car the next morning, sometimes it wouldn't start because the sensor was sometimes not detecting that it's in park. So I had to basically start it on neutral. And I think the person who bought the car ended up running into that problem, and they ended up just fixing some sort of a sensor. Now, I don't know what specifically was fixed. It doesn't tell me. But it does give me the mileage, and it does give me the name of the shop. And it's a transmission shop. So the only thing that I can think of is that somebody's servicing that transmission, only because that was the known issue that I know of. But I learned to live with it. But somebody obviously got pissed off at the car. Because I don't think there was any problems with the transmission, at least at the time of me selling it. It shifted fine. It went through all the gears fine. It didn't really skip any. So, but that's kind of funny, is that if I continue to get these periodic notifications, almost like a little piece of me is still with my former car. So there you go. I thought you guys would enjoy knowing that it's out there. Somebody loves it enough to take it to a shop. It didn't end up at some sort of an auction. Hopefully not. But yeah, there you go. So anyway, let's go to these filters. So this car does have two filters. You have an engine air filter right there, and you have the interior filter, which is behind the glove box. And here you go. I am a big fan of changing these filters myself. Here are the two filters. Surprisingly, the in-cabin filter the box is like twice the size as for the engine. Here, cabin air filter right here, kind of one piece. Here it looks like a picture of an old Highlander, the base model Highlander on here. Easy installation, enhanced HVAC performance, cleaner airflow, interior cabin air filter. Change every 12,000 miles. Here, same thing. Delivers outstanding protection, extra guard, rigid panel air filter. Now here it's called panel air. I don't know what is the panel, but there you go. These are the models. Now I know you can go for the expensive ones, but I would rather change them out more frequent than worry about, purchasing a more expensive version. And then, yeah, I think the last time I changed the filters on this car was like around a year and a half ago. As a matter of fact, when I was buying these from Amazon, Amazon told me, hey, you purchased this about, a year and a half ago. All right, we're going to start with the engine air filter. So let's get this one out of the box. All right, here you go. Shrink wrapped, so nice. Made in China, of course. Nice and white and clean. And it's a little windy today, so I don't know how much air will make its way into the camera. But let's take a look. Now, I might need two hands for this. All right, so here is this. Here's the air box right here. Clamp number 1. Clamp number 2. Separate the two halves. I will need to pause this because it is a two-hand operation here. You have this one side you kind of have to pull apart from this. So, but note this: no tools required. No hand tools. No nothing. You have these two clamps. Okay, and then a neighbor's pulling in. So I'll pause. Alrighty, had to pause for a bit because the neighbor pulled up in this nice looking G-Wagon, but gotta talk a little bit more about this because it's an interesting thing. You have a G-Wagon, pretty used, but still, you know, living in these condo units where you're either renting for probably $1,500 or you own it for about $150, but yet, you know, you drive a G-Wagon, so I'm not sure where the priorities are, but okay, anyway. So yeah, you just need two hands to separate this, and look, here's the old one, a little dusty, you know, you got some pollen, got the little fuzzies from the trees, but yeah, I mean, perfectly serviceable, and still, you know, if I banged it against the ground here, probably half of it would fall off, and it could still work just fine. But I already purchased exactly the same one, same manufacturer. I mean, look how nice and clean it is. You know, let's put them side by side. Yeah, so obviously cleaner, a little more dirty, doesn't matter. And now I will pause this because I will need two hands to kind of wedge it in there, separate these two halves. And I think the best way to do it is actually to remove this one nut down there, and then this way it will free this half, and it will be able to separate much better. But you know what, I'm not going to do that. There's enough wiggle room from here where I can do it, but I do need two hands, and should probably be able to do it in maybe 30 seconds, maybe a minute if I struggle to get it in there. All right, let's see what happens. All right, yeah, took about 30 seconds of wiggling its way in there, and then lining up these tabs right there, making sure it's in there all the way, and then clamping these on. So no tools, about 30 seconds. Yes, releasing that nut would probably make the whole process a little easier, but you know what, considering the time spent, nothing needs to be done and no tools. Let's compare it to this machine right here. This is not super bad, but you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You have 5 bolts in these, you know, either the star pattern or the regular hexagonal. I don't remember what size. And then this thing lifts up, and then the filter goes in there, and you got to put the bolts back. Now, not extremely difficult, but at the same time, why couldn't they incorporate some sort of a clamp, like 1, 2, 3, maybe 4 off of that side, and make it super easy? Especially since it's right here on top, there's no need to put 5 bolts in there. So I don't understand. I don't know where does Ford fall in, you know, the whole idea of, you know, making this super complicated compared to just a couple clamps, no tools. I don't know. But you know what? As weird as this, easy as this is, let's talk about this. So, all right, so we're here. Please ignore the mess, not my car. All of that, by the way, came from the glove box. Here's the filter. Here's how it looks here. Little charcoaly looking. Now this is obviously the clean one. Charcoaly looking on this side, kind of a whitish on this side. Let's look here. You got, you know, so the glove box has a little dampener here. So you remove this little thing right here, one hand. And then there's nothing, I don't believe, on this side. And then you just kind of pull. Now, you might need 2 hands for this as well, because I remember you have to kind of squeeze it quite tight, but this just falls down to the ground. Let's see. All right, so I lied. You don't squeeze from here. You squeeze from this side and this side to free up this little notch and this little notch, and that just falls into here. That's where it catches on. Oh, look at this. Look at that, gentlemen and ladies. You have, oh, whoops. Well, look, I just broke off a little tab off of this filter. But you have 2 things you can squeeze. Now, these tabs, oh, the glove box just fell. But there it is. There's the filter. Some cable got in the way. You see that? Oh, hello. Whoa. Look at this. Now, I changed these filters at the same time last time, about 1.5 years. Let's look in here. Now, in there, I believe, is the fan. Let's see, can I? Yeah, there you go. There you go. There's your fan right there. Here's the air box for the filter. Now, the whole thing just came out, you see, just a hunk of plastic. And that's perfect. Because now the new filter, and you can kind of see over here. So this is the old one, this is the new one. Yeah, I mean, I caught some crap. It deformed a little here for some reason. These tabs broke off. But in general, this is what changing the in-cabin air filter should look like. There you go. Now, I don't know what this wire, where did that come from? There you go, I heard click here. All right, yeah, okay, so it must have clicked all the way. That's it. That is all that's needed. And look at this. I'm not sure what this is, but I think it's some sort of a cable that pulls when you adjust the heat. Oh yeah, look at that. Here, this is cold. This is hot. Holy shit, I never knew that. Look. Manual climate control. Now, for those people in a Lincoln Town car or any other car that are having a problem with their, you know, their heat, their blend doors, whatever these things called that actually control, you know, the heat and the cold, that's what it should be right here. I mean, how many times in the lifespan of a car you gotta do this? You know, same thing for the zones. Now I wonder, is there anything here that changes? No, but I think it changes something on that side. I hear the little clicking, but it's the same exact thing. Now the fan is the one in the middle, but I never knew that. I never paid attention to this, but this is how it should be, because you do this a million times. So the easier you can make it in a car not to snap, not to break, is this. Make this. Don't make something that will cause your car to fail in like 5 years. Also, the same thing. Look how easy it is to adjust the glove box. Now, to put it back, I will probably need 2 hands. But it will probably take me another 30 seconds to put it back. And there you go. There's your filter. You don't need anything else. I don't know what this is. I think it's just the plastic that kind of takes the air from the outside, puts it in. All right, give me a minute to put it back. Literally 5 seconds. I lined up on the bottom, and then I just pushed it up. These little tabs, they slid through the plastic, and there you go. They locked themselves up. The only thing I need to do now is to drag this little plastic piece, put it up against this. Whoops, sorry, it's out of focus. There you go. There's your dampener again. Now, people, compare that. God, I'm getting chills just from thinking about this again. Because when I had to go through in this car, if you remember that video, make sure you watch it. You literally, you have to remove this plastic, this whole panel. You have to remove this panel. You have to undo like 4 screws on the bottom, one of which I failed to put back because it's such an awkward place, like way up there. I skipped it. So all these things you got to remove from the underneath. So you have to lay on your back right here on the floor. And then this glove box, this glove box comes out as a whole assembly. And then the thing is back there. So that's what I was saying back when I was doing it. I was like, this is ridiculous. There's no need for this. Here. Look at that 2016 Subaru. It's possible to make the glove box come out as one small piece. And then make the filter. Oh, and by the way, there should have been more screws inside that Fusion that somebody who probably replaced it once didn't replace, either because they got dropped somewhere or they got lost. And that's what I'm talking about. No screws needed. Very simple. And let's put all this nicety back in there. Hey, once again, please don't judge. But yeah, no need to remove this 20 other pieces, 20 screws. That's the thing that everybody should be focused on, is especially because, you know, it's essential to operation of the car. If you don't do this, this thing will destroy your fan, will kill your heat, And you know, imagine if putting the windshield washer fluid would involve removing like a 3 covers all over it, and you had to be like on the bottom of the car, right underneath the car, doing it. There's no need. Yeah, anyway, I got super excited because it's been a while, and I don't remember struggling that much in a town car. I think my Hyundai Elantra, the previous car to a town car, didn't have that problem. It was also like very nicely available. I don't remember if it had an interior filter or not. I know the town car didn't, but before that I had a Buick LaCrosse, which I don't remember honestly if it had an interior filter or not, but if it did, I don't remember all the struggles, not anymore at least. And that is it. So that's the point of this video, is just to show you how easy it is to change it on something like this. Once again, not sure what's happening here. The battery doesn't seem to be super old, but this crust stuff is coming from somewhere, and it's probably coming from obviously underneath. And the car is a 2016. It's got like 51,000 miles. I replaced this battery once, so it's obviously not an original battery. It's an Everstart, whatever. So, all right, we'll have to keep an eye on it. Probably before the next winter, we'll have to replace it if we still have the car, obviously. Yeah, other than that, no problems with the Fusion except for the curbing. That's mystery. No problem with this car. Let's close it up. I also put some washer fluid in there off camera. Yeah, you know, that's how it is. So I don't post very often anymore because there's not a whole lot to post about. It's my daily workhorse. Gets me there, gets me back, starts. Obviously, a lot of people are questioning the long term. Hey, what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do when you hit 100,000 and the battery dies? Well, you know what? I'm gonna do probably the same thing like most people do. You trade it in, or you try to sell it, or you make an educated decision. Hey, is it worth it for me? Whatever the battery costs. Right, but who's not say that this car is not going to have some other serious issue before then? So to answer everybody's question, you know, oh, it's a piece of crap, it's a modern piece of crap, everything is plastic. Yeah, all of that is true. I get it, but you know, when it hits 100,000, 120,000, and then the battery starts acting up or whatever happens, I'll probably get rid of it and just purchase something else. Not super concerned over that. This one, we'll see. We might possibly get rid of this one. We have a family member who might start driving soon, you know, at the end of August. So we might end up doing something with that. But overall, things are well. So I don't post very often because not a whole lot to post. Luckily, nothing breaks. You know, knock on any wood. Let's say this wood right there. Yeah, we drive it. We love both cars. Boring, you know, not to say that it's a very exciting car, but you know, it has a few bumps and bruises from, what is it, 2016, from at this point, from 8 years of use. A few things, few scrapes, but yeah, I mean, we like it. Serves us well, serves the family well. My wife, well, she likes it. So plus it's as you know, the premium version, so basically means it's a one step above the base. So it has like heated seats, it has the giant moonroof, which we rarely ever use, but look at that thing. Ooh, the sun just hits you right now. Yeah, I mean, yeah, power driver seat. So I think the very base model lacks some of these features. You know, in the back, it hauls our kids quite well. We had a 3-person ride back here, but yeah, you see some of the food. But yeah, this is the baby mobile. So yeah, some of the stuff around here, don't judge. Kids, they have a tendency of destroying stuff, and I don't have to tell you that. So all right, I'll put the stuff back. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Once again, hoping to meet my former town car at some point in my life again, and we'll see ya.